Hello. I believe we are. Are we good to go? Great. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Long Lost Lore's new series, Blood from a Stone, which is going to be a horror game that we'll be running here on Fridays. Tonight we have a prologue Session 0 character building situation. We have you see Pierce is here, who's been in some of our other games, and he's on the Top Flight crew, and he's here because he'll be an occasional player in this. But we have two of sort of the core players from this new game that we're starting here, and we'll be adding in more as the game progresses. If you would like to introduce yourselves for everyone, say hello.
Hi, I'm Laura.
Hi, I'm Liv.
And I'm Pierce, which we went over.
That you are. So, so tonight we are going to be basically rolling up some characters for this horror game. Last week in this time slot, we were discussing a little bit about the demi-planes, or now what they call domains of dread, and how horror games work. And hey, how crazy! Now we're just gonna run one of these games here. This should be fun. One thing I've been telling the players already, but just to kind of explain things for the audience, this is going to be a different kind of game than honestly I have ever run before. This is going to be a game with very high turnover in the both in the cast and also in the in-game party. Death is going to be, I would imagine, a frequent affair in horror movie tradition, so you won't necessarily be following the same characters all the time, although hopefully a few of them can kind of survive and start leveling up and, becoming adept at living in this nightmare hellscape. But it's more about kind of the sort of collective, mythology of the world, and kind of seeing what the new people get up to as they arrive and all of that. So, with all that in mind, do you guys have any questions? We were just talking a little bit about the lore of this world before we dive into character creation. Any other things you guys wanted to discuss or ask about, or I don't even remember what we were just talking about, so we could pop back into whatever that was.
It was time, like, sort of, what is the time period?
Excellent. Yes, so this is set in a town called Paradise. It is meant to be sort of Americana 50s, but also kind of 80s. Like, there is a mall. There's no cell phones, but there might be a car phone here or there, theoretically. It's kind of a mishmash of different time periods, which is actually a thing that happens often in these sort of domains of dread, where there's a different logic. There's like a nightmare logic, and it might be combining different facets and features, because so while that's going on, it is surrounded by graveyards, gothic mansions, misty moors kind of encircling the whole town. There's a road that leads in and a road that leads out, or out the other side, and beyond that it's just kind of this nestled sort of, think Stranger Things to a certain extent as well, kind of just this, small town of varying different degrees. Yeah, that's how I'd describe the time period. At least at the beginning. Who knows what eldritch horrors you'll unlock and then, change everything.
The time period's basically horror tropes.
The time period is horror tropes. That's accurate. So I don't know. Does anyone want to volunteer to create our first character in this dark, devious world?
I can go first if you want to watch a lot of really terrible stats get rolled.
You know what? Let's do that. And to that point, I may not be holding them to this for the whole time, but I think we did talk a little bit last week about this new concept that was introduced in Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, which just came out, that I have glommed onto hard, and it is basically the idea that you can make these lower level characters called survivors, who sort of aren't intended to be the main characters of your game, because it's very easy to kill them. They're just a way to let your players kind of experience other parts of it. And I'm like, no, that's what my whole campaign is. That's all. That's what we're doing. So basically, you're gonna see some people roll up characters that are effectively level 0. They don't have all the class features. They'll have a little more than just a commoner. But they'll be there's some scary stuff in this town, so it's very possible you turn the corner and you get something real bad happens to you. I am having all of my core players roll 3 characters to start with, so they're prepared for unfortunate eventualities. But I think Pierce will be our sample for this. So yeah, if you want to go ahead and let's roll up a character for you in sort of the true hardcore fashion of this. I may not keep to this the whole time. We are going to be rolling for these first characters, Pierce is included, old school rules. 3d6, 6 times in order. Those are your stats. It could be really bad. So Pierce, let's see what your characters. But what is fun about this is you'll roll these and then you'll be like, well, this is definitely not a football player. This is not a varsity football player, I'll tell you that much. Or this could only be a varsity football player. Strength, charisma, constitution, nothing else. All right, so Pierce, why don't you roll your strength?
Okay, strength. Hey, that would be a 13.
All right. Hey.
Pop that in here.
Excellent. You're off to an amazing start. 13. That's 3 above average for a commoner. All right, go ahead.
It's
Let's see.
Above average for me.
Let's see what your dex is.
8.
8. Okay. It's not terrible. You're strong but a little slow. What is your constitution?
12.
12. Hey. All right, some plus ones here. Let's get an intelligence going on.
Okay.
Oh no.
5.
5.
Which puts me just at the ability to be sentient. I understand speech. That is the threshold.
I may be sliding that scale a bit, although it will improve in a moment as we'll get to. Go ahead and let's do your wisdom.
10.
10, not bad. And charisma. Is this a likable individual?
Hopefully.
9? It's not
9.
the most likable.
So here's the thing. Because you are a human, you're going to add 1 to every number you just rolled.
Oh, excellent.
So that actually gives you a 14 strength, a 9 dexterity, a 13 constitution, a 6 intelligence, which helps, an 11 wisdom, and a 10 charisma. So that is certainly less than like a first level character usually would be, but
well,
although when we've rolled, I've seen you roll worse than that with 46 drop 1, so never mind. Yeah,
this is one of the better characters I've rolled up.
Good.
All right, so excellent. So that's our first step. Is we're sort of creating your stats here. The next thing we'll do is we're gonna pick a background. Now, in this game, I kind of recommend like making a bespoke background. You can use any of the backgrounds that exist, or slightly shift them to kind of like something more appropriate. Like you probably wouldn't be a noble, but you might be like a rich kid. Although you could be a noble who lives in in one of these estates on the outside of town or something. So what kind of background, as we think of this character who is pretty strong and constitutional, not too bright, and then decently wise and charismatic?
So one of the things I was thinking of for this film, and see if you walk with me on this journey. It was feeling like what might be helpful in terms of fitting in, since we've talked about like it's tropey. It's like to pick like a horror archetype, and then kind of like build out from there. So we have like a grounding, and then you can kind of make it your own.
I think that is an excellent approach.
Okay, then the stats I have. One of the ideas is to be the like precocious, maybe evil child. And
oh, okay.
I mean, obviously, like in like an Omen, Damien is evil, right?
Certainly.
But like, maybe I'm just a creepy kid. Maybe it's like a pet cemetery.
You are a strong kid. My goodness.
Well, that's why it might be evil.
Fair enough. So okay. Well, then in that case, we'll kind of custom background this. What 2 skills would you like to be proficient in that case?
Ooh. Animal handling.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
That seems necessary.
It's not going to bode well. Okay.
God.
And performance.
Okay. Performance. Okay, excellent. You also get to choose one saving throw in which you are proficient.
Right. Let's see. Let's go charisma.
Charisma.
Yeah.
Fair.
I feel like actually I've just made a circus performer, honestly.
You have to an extent. Yes, the animal handling performance.
It could just be a
charisma
carny
saves.
as well. Like
A very strong carny.
Oh.
Yeah.
Carnies can be very
You're the
spooky.
strong man. You're a circus
Yeah.
strong man. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. You also gain proficiency with one simple weapon of your choice. You can pick all of like the old school simple weapons. But
Think I just-
there is one extra one that I would like to let you all know about, which is we are bringing in firearms to this game. So there are like all the guns, and that's in the most recent email I sent you. There is one gun, however, that is a simple weapon. It is a zip gun. It's like a homemade gun, like what like greasers would make or whatever. The trick with it is if you roll a natural 1, you take damage from it exploding it backfiring in your hand. So you can take a zip gun if you want, but you get proficiency with one simple weapon.
I will take a club.
A club. So in this, that it can be a club. It could also be a baseball bat. It could also be, it could be kind of any of.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a baseball bat.
Baseball.
Yeah, especially
All right.
kid or carnival worker, it works for both.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, actually, could it be the mallet for like the carnival gang?
Absolutely. So it
okay,
sounds,
carny.
it
Started as
sounds
a
like
kid,
you're
we're a carny. We're a carny now.
We're a carny. And I think that, trying to think if there's another weapon, if there's another simple weapon that might make more sense for that. Also, Pierce, if you're monitoring, are we okay on the music? Is the music an okay volume?
When I checked all the sound was alright. I'll double check it now, but earlier
Perfect.
on everything was sounding great.
Love it.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Sounds good.
Alrighty, so simple weapons. You know what? There is a simple weapon that actually might make more sense. We could give you the stats of a great club, which is a D8, weighs 10 pounds, and is a two-handed weapon.
Okay.
I think that's what it is.
Oh, definitely.
This is a great club, so yeah, so you can have a great club. Great, okay. Now you're going to pick your, so kind of as we were saying, you get a few things. You do get to pick an archetype. And I have a feeling I know which one you're going to pick based on what we've said here. There are 3 archetypes that you can pick from. One is what we're calling like the kind of like experience. It's almost like an expert. The idea here is you just get another background. You get 2 more skill proficiencies. You also get 2 tool proficiencies. We can get to that in a second as well. I want to let you know about some of those as well. But you're going to get, so you could, as your experience, you just get 2 more skills and 2 more tools, or 2 skills and 2 languages, however you want to do it. And then you get to gain expertise in 2 skills or tools of your choice across all the things you have. Your next option is fighting prowess. You get proficiency with all simple weapons and some armor, which in this case literally might be like football pads. You'll also get a number of martial weapons or heavy armors equal to your intelligence modifier minimum 1. So for you, 1. Next option is fisticuffs, where you get to roll a d4 in place of your unarmed strikes. It's kind of like a mini monk, but if you go strength, you can always make like a grapple or push as a thing. Right. Or the last one, if you want some amount of spell casting, which with your stats I would not really recommend, you simply gain the magic initiative feat. So the magic initiative is like a very low. You get like 2. You pick a spell list and you get 2 cantrips and 1 first level spell. So of those 4
Fisticuffs.
options,
100%
fisticuffs. I
fisticuffs.
figured you'd
All
go
day, every day.
fisticuffs. Yeah.
Punchy
All right,
McPunchy
So this
thing.
is a carny who can punch you in the face, but can also hit you with a big mallet. All right. Well, this is an upsetting carny. So let's talk about your tool proficiencies. You get to pick any you want. Obviously, all the fun things like dice and cards and kind of like gaming sets are available. Musical instruments always a thing. If you want to be good at I think in this world things like mechanics tools even would probably exist. So like working on cars and things. But speaking of cars, there are also automobiles in this game. So some new vehicles are bicycles. The thing about bicycles is they're easy enough to use that everyone can at least add half their proficiency bonus to a bicycle. Even if you then take proficiency, it's like you get an extra boost on that. You could get motorcycle, car, or if you spend 2 tool proficiencies, you can not only drive cars, you can drive buses and trucks and like 18-wheelers and stuff.
That last one seems necessary for
Being
for
a
the carny.
carny, there's something about you like driving
Yeah.
carny trucks.
I gotta be able to hop on the bus or the clown car.
Okay, so you're going to take cars and a Class C license, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Beautiful. Great. So there you go. We have a very upsetting character. It's a little bit faster than making a level 1 character because you're picking way fewer things.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so we can step away for a moment if you want to sort of think of a name for that person and move on to another person to make their first character. And again, this one might be the one where you're like, you might roll low on this, and I've kind of been saying to the play, like in this game, if you don't like a character, have them do some dumb thing from a horror movie. If you don't like your character, have them say, I'm gonna walk in the graveyard by myself tonight, whatever. Gonna get in yeah. So who would like to go next?
I'll go.
Okay,
Unless
wonderful.
Liv wants to.
Perfect.
All right, so Laura,
Yes.
go ahead and get 3d6 together,
Perfect.
and we'll see what comes out of this. Occasionally, like, doing this, you'll still roll really well. You still could roll an 18 for one of your stats as a starting character. It's a crazy world.
Okay. 8.
8. All right, so your strength is 8. So this is probably not a sort of football playing, strongman in a circus type. Go ahead, let's roll your dex.
9.
9, okay. Well, you're trending in the right direction. Go ahead and let's try your constitution.
Oh god. 10.
Hey, okay.
Wait a second. Hold
8,
on.
9, 10.
If you roll 11, 12, 13 as your next 3 rolls, I'm gonna give you like, I don't even know. Your character's gonna get a very rare magic item to start. I'm not joking. If you do
I
that,
don't know that's gonna happen.
Pressure's on now.
pressure's on. Now that I've said it, it won't happen. But go ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead, the dice will
Yeah.
not cooperate.
Doesn't look like it. Wait, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Close.
Oh,
That's a heartbreaker right there. All right, what's our wisdom at? So 12.
Wait. Oh, that was
intelligence.
right?
So yeah, so
I was
12 for the old
Getting
wisdom.
ahead of myself. Okay. Okay, wisdom. 6, 7, 13.
This is heartbreaking. If you roll a
I just needed
hold
an
on.
11.
I will say, if you roll a 14 though, I'll give you an uncommon magic item just for the heck of it. If you roll a 14 right now.
And then your character has to be like afraid of the number 11.
No. 8.
Okay, so
That's actually perfect. For
you now get to add 1 to each of those numbers.
Oh, amazing.
Because you're a human, so that I guess gets you to 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 9. Again, I've seen worse level 1 characters. I've seen much better, but I've seen worse.
Hey. 11. 13. cool.
All right, so do you have an idea for this character's vibe? You can, of course, always go to like horror tropes, but you can also, kind of just be a more grounded or sort of, kind of like you don't have to go wide with it is the point. So yeah, any ideas for this character? This is a wise and fairly intelligent person.
Okay. Very intelligent. Yeah, I'll go with the first one I was thinking of. I was thinking more of like a high school trope kind of thing.
Please.
She's a loner, wears a lot of eyeliner, sits by herself, kind of the oddball. Her name's Alice Sheedy. I don't know if you know where I'm going with this. But
I nearly said Ali Sheedy, so yeah. Alice Sheedy? Sure.
Yes.
Perfect. All right, so what skills do you think Alice Sheedy would be sort of good at? Like what skills do you think she would be proficient in?
Is sarcasm a skill?
Yes.
I'm trying to think of what the closest to sarcasm is. If not, I do have. If you notice, there are custom skills in this, so we can easily give you sarcasm as a skill. I think honestly that would kind of weirdly be intimidation.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I know that's sort of weird, so I think it's I basically
like taunting.
Yeah, you're like so. So I think intimidation maybe makes sense. We'll call it
people.
Intimidation sarcasm, and then I don't know.
And what do I? How am I doing this exactly?
Yes. So
I'm just
on this
proficient.
So you just click proficient. Perfect. There you go, and it should have updated. So yeah, now you're no longer a -1 at that. You're a +1. Man, these characters are just crazy stats here. All right, and then what do you think your other thing might be?
So I get 2.
You get 2 skills. Yes.
Um
I'm trying to think what else. Like insight, maybe.
Yeah.
Deception.
Sleight of hand. Yeah.
Oh, sleight of hand. That could be good.
I don't know. I was thinking of like flinging things at her classmates.
I think sleight of hand makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right, so sleight of hand. You also get to be proficient in one kind of saving throw.
Okay.
Feel like we're gonna now end up in a high school. The whole demi-plane will be in detention.
Well, I mean, it's not
It's gonna be
possible.
real weird for my character to be there.
If
No one will trust the
Philip.
party. Yes.
If I was trying to do a saving throw against other people's witty remarks against me,
I would say that's wisdom, honestly. I
Okay.
think it's like it's kind of like it's wisdom saves are like being unflappable, basically.
yeah.
So like
Isn't vicious mockery literally a wisdom save?
yeah, it's like yes, vicious mockery.
Sure.
I'm 90% sure is a wisdom save. So I'll confirm that just because one should always look it up. But
I'll go with wisdom.
I
then.
think that makes sense. But that
And I'm
also
pretty
is
high in wisdom.
you're already high in wisdom. So you being really
should
good
I
at
not
that
do that?
kind of yeah, it's a wisdom save. So yeah, you save against that. So that's fun because it makes sense that Alice Sheedy, like, yes, isn't there, but also like if if a monster appears and everyone is getting scared and you're like, whatever, or someone's like trying to charm you and you're like, yeah, right, the actual magical effects. I think it makes sense. Wonderful.
That's awesome.
All right, you also get 2 tools. Now, tool proficiencies can be games, they can be musical instruments, they can be all the crafting tools, which art supplies, for example, like carving messages onto desks or whatever. I guess that would be like art, etching. It can also be vehicles. And tools especially is a thing where by all means, if there's some tool you want, we can make that as a custom tool for you. So you get 2 of those.
Okay, so a tool's not a weapon though.
Tools are not weapons. Tools are things like
Okay.
like from D&D. It's like thieves' tools,
Got it,
carpentry
okay.
tools, navigators' tools, a lute. These are all tool proficiencies.
I kind of like the idea of like the art supply, the etching thing. Like, I don't know. I feel like I could come up with interesting things to do.
I think we'll say art supplies. We don't have to get as specific as etching. We'll say art
Yeah, I
supplies,
don't know.
and then what else? Go one more.
I get two things.
Oh, and I should say languages are allowed here. Now I don't, everyone's a human so far in this. So you can. Sorry, I said tools, but it could also be languages. Be honest, there will be some weird languages, but I sort of feel like they need to be motivated for you to speak. So that's probably more the magical people. But
Okay.
Alice Sheedy, oh man, what a fun character. I hope she doesn't just die round one.
I know, I'm like, oh god.
That's the problem. We get attached to these people.
Exactly. Oh gosh, what?
I'm fully expecting a situation where one of us like shows up, walks at a door, and dies immediately.
Well,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
the there's like the
Oh, Philip.
What?
I mean, maybe this is giving the game away on stream, but I feel like there should be a mechanic for anyone who, because as you said, I'm not going to be a regular on here. I'll be like a guest occasionally. But if like a guest makes a big speech, that should be like a signal. Like if
Similarly-
the guest makes like a Sam Jackson Deep Blue Sea speech.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking of.
It's
Yeah.
the I think it's that the monster that the next monster that appears has advantage in its attack roll. Well, this is akin to, so in our superhero game on Mondays, a new thing that has happened. I wasn't planning this, but as soon as he said it, I was like, oh, this is the thing. There's a new basic thing where anytime one of the superheroes says something to the effect of like, there's no immediate threat, things seem calm now, I think we could think about
no.
this.
It's gonna be my
They will
undoing.
then roll on a table
No.
as a giant something or some disaster happens.
Like, we sat down to just plan, and I went, well, I think we've dealt with all the immediate concerns, so we can concentrate. And then he's like, Phil's like, roll a d8. There's a giant robot attacking the city. Go deal with it.
So we'll definitely come up with the, as you say, kind of like the horror
yeah.
trope equivalents. So yes, for Alice Sheedy, what is her other tool? You could do like disguise kit for makeup, such as well, since she wears intense makeup.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking of either that or something like thieves' tools, like picking locks or.
She probably would pick locks. That kind of goes with your sort of sleight of hand type.
Yeah, I'll do that then. Yeah.
Thieves' tools will probably help you survive more, so let's do that. All right, great. Okay, so you have your skills, you have your tools, you have your saving throw. You get one simple weapon. Daggers can be switchblades in this game, just because, that's fun to me.
Okay.
But it's any simple weapon from the player's handbook. But if there's like or you can just kind of describe a weapon, and we'll figure out what the equivalent simple weapon would be.
Okay. Yeah, I was imagining like a handmade like slingshot kind of thing.
Slingshot,
Is that
yes.
An option?
Let's go with slingshot because that is already. It's like they do the wind up slings, but a slingshot for sure. That's fun. So
Okay,
she's
cool.
Alice Sheedy Simpson. Okay. Alrighty, perfect. That is a sling. I love it. Okay, and now we're gonna pick your archetype. So you could go. I'll kind of mention what those all were. There was that experience thing where you're gonna basically you get 2 more skills, 2 more tools, and then you get to get expertise in 2 of them, where you'll get your proficiency bonus doubled. Or you could do a fighting prowess thing, or you could do the fist fighting, or you could do spell casting. I would say the ones that make the most sense to me, based on the stats you've rolled, are either the experience to just get some more proficiencies of skills. Kind of you're already a little roguey, and that's kind of the most rogue kind of equivalent.
Yeah.
Or spell casting. I say that only because you have a wisdom of 14, which means you actually can, if you pick from the cleric or druid or is there another one, ranger list, you might actually have a few, if this is Alice Sheedy by way of the craft, and she's like also, studying some ancient magic or whatever, you could actually do something with that. But ultimately it's what you think is right for this character who's kind of coming together.
Okay. Oh, both those options are fun.
And if you can't decide, just do what I do and roll the dice. It's how I pick dinner almost every night.
So there is magic. These characters can have magic in this world?
Yes. Now, magic will be, I would definitely say at the beginning, like, you keep that very close to the vest. You don't just go around advertising magic, but you're exceptional enough that if your whole thing is and also it's not much magic at all. It's a very limited amount.
Got it. Yeah, I'll go with the expertise, kind of build up her skills.
I think that makes sense. Cool. So you're going to get to pick 2 more skills, 2 more tools, and then expertise in any 2 of those. So it could be expertise in 2 skills, expertise in 2 tools, or a skill and a tool.
Okay. The ones that... survival and insight came to my mind.
Great.
And then, sorry, I lost my train of thought with, what'd you say I do after that?
So after that, you're going to get, oh, cool. Oh, perfect. You put your tools into the customs. I love that. So
is that okay?
That's what you're supposed to do. You can select any 2 of the things under skills for expertise, where you get to click the next button over. And it'll basically just make you really good at those things.
Oh, so any 2 of the 1,
Any
2, 3,
2
4,
of
5,
your skills or tools, but you also get 2 more tools if you'd like to use them, or a tool in a language.
Okay. So that's also though. That's not. Is it either or?
No. It's 2 of a 2 from tools
from those 4 or expertise.
No, I'm sorry. So you're going to get 2 expertises, but we haven't even given you all the tool proficiencies you'll have yet. Because you're taking the whole additional kind of like background equivalent. So you can get any 2 more tools you'd like.
Okay, 2 more tools, and then I choose 2 expertise.
And then choose 2 expertise of all of those things there.
What languages are useful for this world, though?
I would definitely say, like, languages that are, especially if you wind up being like a magic person, then you might understand that, I wouldn't say things like, I don't think it's likely that like Gnomish, Elvish.
Right, that's why I was like, what?
Maybe Elvish would come up, but Fiendish, Abyssal, Celestial, these kinds of things might be found, even Draconic. These things might be found in ancient tomes, and so you're like, I speak this weird, old thing. Yeah.
I was jumping to Buffy in my head, and I'm like, is it going to be Sumerian? Like,
honestly, I'm kind of imagining that like Abyssal is Sumerian.
Yeah, okay.
That's Celestial is Aramaic, etc. It's like that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So for expertise, I did intimidation and sleight of hand.
Excellent.
And then I get 2 more tools on top of that.
You get 2 more tools on top of that.
Okay, gosh.
I would also say, like, when in doubt, just being able to drive a car is not a bad thing.
Really? Okay.
Being able to ride a motorcycle. If you don't have proficiency in cars, you get disadvantaged to even try to operate one.
Okay. I will drive a car then.
Cool.
Rough.
As for license.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean rough?
No, just that's a rough. I think he just meant that's a rough thing.
Yeah. Like.
Yikes.
So yeah, I would do cars, and then you could pick. Okay. We talked about disguise kit earlier. If you wanted to do that.
Oh right, disguise kit.
Or you could take a language. You know the language of demons for some reason. That's not concerning.
That's what my gut was telling me.
Do it.
I mean, yeah. If you're goth girl.
It tracks somewhat. It's whatever feels right to you.
Yeah, I was thinking either that or the disguise kit. I don't know.
I think
Which makes more sense.
I think they both make sense. It's whatever feels right in this moment.
Okay, oh gosh.
Oh my gosh. I hope Alice Sheedy makes it. She's not gonna make it.
She's gonna be the only one.
Too attached already. It's like doomed her.
She's not gonna make it. She's not gonna make it because her Dex and Con are both +0 modifiers. That's really that's.
Don't tell me this, Bella.
I'm like, should we make a really annoying character? Like keep them around, or will it just incentivize you to try and kill them off?
Well, no, that's the. I feel that if you make an annoying character, the dice are going to keep that character around.
Right? I know. I'm like, oh,
It's dark.
strategy to take.
I'll speak Abyssal.
Abyssal.
That's like demon, right?
That is the language of
makes sense.
demons. Yes.
Okay. Cool. That's
All right. Very good. Perfect. So okay. So yeah, you've got a bunch of things. Cool. Well, Alice Sheedy feels like a character. Do we have a name for our Carney friend, by the way?
Yeah. Stefan the Burly. But that's his stage name. His real name is Barney Kowalski.
Excellent, man.
Oh, Barney Kowalski. All right. Well, Liv, I think
Okay.
we're up to it. So 3d6 on the strength.
I'm so scared.
Fortunately, you and Laura will be doing 3 of these each, so having a real rough character is totally fine.
Okay, so do you want me to add the one now, or should we do it all at the end?
Add the 1 now if you're. I should have said that to people earlier. Yeah, go ahead and throw on the extra 1.
Okay, so with the 1, I'm at 11.
11
for strength.
All right.
Shit, 7 for Dex.
Woo!
we are such not a dexterous group.
Oh, that's so sad.
Okay. Con.
Uh, 9.
This is some good cannon
I don't know
fodder.
who this person is.
Some good cannon fodder.
Oh yeah.
All right, go ahead and int.
I don't know who this person is. Okay. 9.
All right, now we're talking. All right, let's get the wisdom going. I want this, and then I want charisma 18. That's what I'm interested in for this character. Just like, oh no, oh she's so pretty though.
Oh, honey.
Oh, dear.
Honey.
Yeah.
12.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Wow. All right, charisma. Let's see if we can get it.
Okay. 10.
10?
All right. Well,
Don't.
so this character. Here's the thing, though. Your dex is low, but like you're not. The rest of your stats are all just kind of hovering around 10 or so. So not a deeply exceptional person, really, in any direction.
Nope.
So what kind of character concept do we think that would make the most sense for?
I had all these ideas in my head, but not for like mediocre Max who can't move apparently.
Well, I'm typing down mediocre Max just for now. But that's the thing. Mediocre Max, that's a character. The girl no one notices. The girl no one expects anything of.
And is super klutzy, like a Bella Swan type, I hate to say it. But like klutzy Mary Sue.
Oh, I don't think you're going to be Mary Suing very much, actually.
Yeah, but I certainly think kind of like that sort of like klutzy wallflower, just like girl no one pays attention to, like Oh boy.
Yeah, the only other thing that came to mind when you rolled those stats was a substitute teacher.
Oh my god.
So mean.
No, that's hilarious though.
It's really funny. I feel so bad. I was so mean to substitute teachers. Granted, one of them was the mom of a kid in our class, and they kept sending this poor woman in. And I went to an all-boy prep school, so it was already just, they were not turning out good people there, obviously. But we would destroy this woman because her son was there, and he was so embarrassed. Why am I saying all of this online on the internet? I don't know. Anyway, so yes, so mediocre max is fun, but a substitute teacher is also a great idea.
Yeah, I love that. I'm stealing that for sure.
Substitute teacher.
Substitute teacher. If my wisdom had been a little bit higher, I would have said like the stoner.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like,
that's why you're so slow.
Because high as shit.
Just...
So keep that in mind for like a really, really.
It's fantastic. All right. Okay, so
I love
what?
Substitute teacher.
Your substitute teacher, despite her shortcomings in certain ways, she is proficient in a couple of things. And now that you've sort of seen this, I also kind of wanted to mention, like, now that you've seen this go down, you know, you can also pick your archetype now to kind of, you know, like, sort of help fill in. Maybe this will already inspire some of what you'd be picking.
Yeah. I feel like history. History
for sure. I think history makes total, it has to be history. She only has a +1 at it. She's not even a good history teacher.
She's a substitute.
Yeah. The thing is, like, the thing about it is you have enough wisdom to put on a movie, right? Like.
Doing Braveheart today, kids.
Oh man.
I love it. I love it so much.
Oh my gosh. Well, I hope. Oh boy, I'm sorry, Liv. I'm this character.
It's okay. You know it. No,
this character may be getting plot armor because I'm into this person. Just gonna be like, cool. All right, well, I'll play the sub and I'll get rid of her early. And it's like, no, sub's in school all year now. All right, so history, excellent choice.
Oh. I'm torn between like perceptive, not perceptive, because we've had both kinds of subs in our lives, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else works.
Nature could work if you're like a bio teacher, or medicine. Investigation often is a thing they throw for, like, you know, whatever. I do think perception or insight could work.
Animal handling if you're dealing with teenagers.
Well, there you go.
Maybe I like either medicine or insight.
I think both make some sense. And they're both wisdom, so they'll both kind of be, you know, maxing out your stuff. Yeah, whichever one. Also, if you're thinking of also going kind of the experience route for this character, you can grab both of them and one more skill. I don't know which archetype you were thinking of for this character. Although if she's secretly a witch, that's funny. Just it's turning into the live action Sabrina show.
Yeah, actually. Let's go with medicine.
Like
Excellent.
it. I think it makes sense. Well, great. Okay, so you'll also get one saving throw.
What? I mean, if sorry, I was gonna say sub feels like Constitution, right? They just keep showing up.
Yeah, no, it's probably a good one to go with because it's definitely.
But I don't want to, you know.
No, I was actually looking at either Constitution. I was like, charisma doesn't work. I don't want to do wisdom. A weirdly Strong substitute teacher. No, I like constitution.
You know, she's a sub, but yeah, you wouldn't do that if you were the klutz. But as a sub, maybe she's just like, why doesn't that lady ever fall over?
You substitute for PE, but definitely not.
You did some time in the slammer.
Sure.
Oof.
All right.
No, I think I'll go with constitution.
Con makes sense. And
That
then,
works.
so then you're gonna get a couple of, tools. Now, we were talking of languages, and you can throw languages, or you can use those for other characters. 'Cause you clearly had some other concepts, and you're like, okay, let's get to where we roll the other ones, because this is, etc. But, the other thing is, I'll be honest, we can fill in some of the tool stuff, later if we decided to as well. We don't have to go through each detail here as we continue on. But if you know the tools, let's throw on some tools and or languages.
Thinking.
Chalkboards.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking
But
chalk.
like chalk as a tool? No.
I don't know.
Ruler?
Rulers?
Like a yardstick?
I would allow you
As
to
a
sit.
weapon.
I would.
Oh my god, can you just have a
Well,
is
you
a
do-
quarterstaff a simple weapon? Can a yardstick just be your weapon?
Like, that's what I'm thinking.
Yes, your weapon is a yardstick. No further. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Horrible.
She can
I
just.
love it so.
She can hit people with a yardstick. That's fun.
You guys ever read sideways
So I'm like
stories
a
from?
nun.
You guys ever
Sure.
read
Oh, yeah,
sideways stories
for
from
sure.
Wayside High?
Yeah.
I feel like we're
the
building one
best.
of those teachers.
Oh, I love those books.
So, and then, yeah, I guess for tools, if you wanted to just generally have school supplies, I would basically just allow, like, anything involving school supplies you could add at a proficiency bonus. Like, whether it's erasers, like, if you're going to try to use erasers to, like, make a cloud to hide your, to hide where people are running, etc. It's like, it's that kind of nonsense.
Well, do I have to choose if I have proficiency with a car at all here?
Yes, this is the time to be able to drive.
Because I only get 2.
You get 2 tools, correct. 2 tools or languages, 2 other things, yeah.
I mean, I feel like I'm an adult. I should be able to drive a
I
car.
don't know. If she rides the bus, something about that feels right for this person. But yeah,
Eh,
a car
maybe.
is a good call. Okay. So cars.
Like-
Now, like, in my head, I'm like, no, but now I have so many different directions I want to go with this character now. Shit, I hate when this happens.
It's the fun of it. It's also, I'm telling you, like, we're sort of half joking, but like, I know she's not mediocre max anymore, but like, this can be an interesting person
Oh, absolutely.
until
I
she's.
kind
Yeah,
of want
by
to take a
hellhound.
language now.
I think you should. She
I want
studied.
to take Infernal.
Like it.
I love that.
She knows how to read some. Yeah, you know how to read some ancient dark things. Your history proficiency makes sense with that. So, all of this being said, which of those 4 archetypes makes the most sense for this character? And there will be so many, and there's only 4 archetypes. Like you're going to overlap multiple times. So if you want to.
Wait, which archetypes are we choosing from?
So this is on, if you have the document, it's the second page, but it's basically, you either are going to get to have a second, like, background, basically, or you'll kind of be like a more martial fighter type, or you'll be like a fist fighting type, or you can gain some spell casting.
I'm like watching. I'm watching like a thief get built who's like gonna be like super witty and like possibly a secret witch. I have no idea exactly what's gonna happen here.
Yeah, I
But-
kind of want to take spellcasting.
You
I think it
definitely
makes
should
sense.
take.
All right, so the spell casting, you will get one of the following classes. What is your highest mental stat? It's wisdom. Now, you also don't have to take that at all. You could simply go the other direction. But, so bard, sorcerer, warlock, those are charisma. Wizard is intelligence, and then druid and cleric are wisdom. So you can pick any of those to kind of be your baseline for this person. if she's more on the, and if she's fiendish, you might want to just go ahead and do intelligency anyway, even though it won't be your sort of as strong a stat for you.
Okay, no, I have this like evil nun in my head now, and I want to go with cleric, like an evil substitute nun teacher.
All right, so
it just went in such a different direction than I planned.
Cleric, nun. You smack people with your yardstick. So perfect.
And I know Infernal.
And you know Infernal. Oof.
Like,
Okay, so you get to select one first level spell from the cleric list, and you get to select 2 cantrips from the cleric list.
Pretty strong.
What's interesting about this, and I should warn you, I'm going to not leave this so you guys don't know. That first level spell will be a very uncommon thing. A long rest in this game is like several days off. A short rest is what you take every night. I'm not trying to just be the worst person in the world. I just am the worst person in the world. This is because in all of my previous Domain of Dread Ravenloft style games I've run, this is the rule I've used, is that when you're in this place, you don't get your magic back. You don't heal as fast. It's just a much more oppressive thing. So we are going to be doing that in here. So whichever first level spell you pick, that'll be like the equivalent of like your Nova. You know, you do that once every 5 days or whatever. But your cantrips, you can throw those off whenever. And if you would like to take some time to look that over, we can move on to another character creation.
I never play cleric, so
understood.
Damn.
I can even, we're being hi in chat.
Oh,
to
excellent.
KJ. Hi, how's it going? All right. So as you look those over, I mean, I'm gonna just go ahead and say, guidance genuinely might turn you into a very useful character.
Yeah.
Because you can guide yourself and add a D4 to all of your checks, and suddenly, wait, this substitute teacher is, I think a session 0 is safe to watch. I think nothing too scary should happen during this one. One of our other players is in chat right now. So yeah, I think as you look those over, Laura, are you down? Are you down to make a new person?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I do have a logistic question.
Please.
Is there a way to get another of these sheets? How do I do that? Technology's hard for me.
I've been copying them.
I'm going to send you. I will make a copy of a sheet and I'll send you a new copy, and this will be called.
That makes sense.
This one will be called. Why don't you change the name of that one to Alice Sheedy?
Okay.
And I will send you.
I'm gonna laugh every time at that name. Every time.
I made additional copies of the pages already in the workbook you sent me.
That's. Oh, actually, that's not a bad way to do it. Like just in the single sheet.
Like, yeah, well, you can just so it's just like Excel. So if you click on character on the little arrow that drops down, it'll give you delete or duplicate. Maybe with duplicate, it'll make you a second.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Do what Olivia's saying. That is a much smarter thing to do, because then
Okay,
they're all in one.
what do you mean little character, though?
Here, would you? I can actually do it for you.
Yeah. The problem is if she's already filled it in some, it's gonna have those.
We can. Yeah,
I can just undo it. It's fine.
Yeah. Here, I'll even here. I'll reset your second sheet for you.
You can tell I do Excel for work all the time.
Yeah, that's a better. That's a better thing, because then
Proficient in Excel.
all your characters to the thing.
Expert, actually.
Yeah.
Beautiful. We'll go up to like that. Take those away. Take all of these away. Okay, so Laura, I'll also.
How do I do that?
What do you think? Okay, so here I'm also going to rename. I'm going to rename. This is so interesting for everyone watching this. It's you're hearing about people changing Google Sheets.
I was wondering if you would screen share while we go.
I theoretically could and should, except for the way it works on the way I am capturing. Like if you were to screen share, it would still be a disaster. The way I'm capturing Zoom, it's not great. I should experiment with it off stream at some point and see if I can come to a thing of that. Okay, so if you look at the bottom of your sheet, Laura, where it says, I changed it to say Alice Sheedy. At the bottom, the little tab at the bottom of the character sheet. Like...
Wait, what do you mean the bottom? Like
All right,
when
so,
I scroll down?
Like, not when you scroll down, like, below whatever the lowest thing is. There's, like, some tabs at the bottom.
Although,
Am I failing at figuring this out?
So here, scroll all the way back up.
I see it at the top. It says Laura Alashidi.
Okay, cool. So at the bottom, like outside of the actual spreadsheet part, there are some tabs at the bottom, or should be. Do you see a plus sign down at the bottom?
Yes, I do.
There we
I
go.
just have to expand my. Yeah. Okay.
Cool. So
Got
just
it.
click on the thing that says copy of character, and if you go into that,
copy of
that's a
character.
fresh one. And
Oh,
I'll tell you what, I'm even just gonna. That's what Olivia said was great. I'm just gonna copy it a couple more times so you have some additional,
Cool. Thank you
copies
so
of
much.
copies. So you have some blank ones. Perfect. So in copy of character,
Okay.
we now have another one to go. I'll ask you guys as players, knowing how hard I'm making it on you already, is this 3d6 thing, is this too much?
doesn't seem like it.
Seems like okay for now? All right, let's go
Yeah.
ahead and do another 3d6 then.
See how the next characters go.
Yeah, see the next characters.
Yeah.
4, 4, 3, 4, 4, 3. Yeah. So roll your 3d6. What do we got?
Okay. 8.
8. Cool. All right, but so it's a 9. So go ahead and type in 9 for this
Oh,
character.
okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. 9.
Okay.
And. Oh, okay. 16.
16. Plus 1 is 17, by the way.
Oh,
This
what a life.
is a dexterous human being. All right, con it
I'm
up.
just gonna play a bunch of rogues. 7.
So it's an
Oh.
8 because of the plus 1.
Right,
But
okay.
negative
Okay.
on the and
Rough.
I'm gonna die.
you're gonna be real
Gonna be
well,
great.
except you'll be the hardest person to hit.
Oh, really? Oh,
you're
because
dead.
yeah,
we don't
dex,
have, none of
okay.
us have armor.
But if you hit me.
But if you hit, yeah. All right.
Got a real glass jaw.
Yeah. Ha! You'll never catch me. Here I ow.
10.
10.
For
Okay.
intelligence.
So that's
Yeah,
11. Yeah. Cool.
Pretty good. Very good.
Okay. Wisdom. 8, 9.
9. Okay. And your charisma.
Oh. It's 17 total plus the
With
one.
the 1.
So 16. It's 16.
17 dex, 17 charisma, 8 constitution, 9 wisdom. This is an... Okay, so let's think. Who... This is another circus performer. I mean, you shouldn't...
Yeah,
you
this
don't
is like
necessarily
an
need to be a thing,
acrobatic
but, like,
trapeze
this is an
artist.
acrobatic whatever. So let's talk about which... let's talk about, before we kind of get into like the skills.
Or
and
this is
everything.
just like, if we're sticking in high school tropes, this is like someone who's a gymnast or on the
cheerleader.
cheer squad. Yeah.
This is
Totally
very cheer
cheerleader.
squad. Okay, so as a cheerleader, let's think about the archetypes again of the experience, fighting prowess, fisticuffs, or spellcasting. I would tell you like fisticuffs is not a bad option for you because you'll be able to kind of like just kind of hit with pom-poms or whatever, like unarmed, kind of crazy.
I'm into that. Yeah.
Fighting prowess, like this would be a very different character than was being described, but because you have such a high dexterity, like for you to invest in fighting prowess and gain like that you can use like a rifle or something, could mean you're the damage dealer. But also, with that 17 in charisma, if you pick the spellcasting, and that doesn't mean you can't still be like a cheerleader or whatever, but if you pick spellcasting, you're going to be as good as like a level 1, warlock at whichever cantrips you choose.
Or bard.
Or bard, or whichever. Yeah, bard could make sense. You'd be as your basically your saving throws, your attack bonuses would be as good as a because you already have a +3.
That's like as an exceptionally like level 1 character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like either the spellcasting or the fisticuffs.
Makes sense. Yeah, you being
she could be like
a rifleman makes less sense.
a cheerleader that's secretly a witch. Because you said you want to hide your
Most
spellcasting
people
for your
wouldn't
spellcaster
be
anyway.
showing off
Okay.
their spellcasting too aggressively. No.
So maybe that's her like secret.
Okay.
I do like the idea though of her being fisticuffs, where she's like this cheerleader that just like has this like anger. Where, like,
Exactly.
she just like loses it when someone
Exactly.
doesn't nail the correct choreography.
Yeah.
No, I'll do the spellcasting. I like
Spellcasting,
that.
great.
Yeah, cool.
So would you like to pick your best options here would be or your only options are bard, sorcerer, or warlock. Bard is not going to have damage dealing cantrips aside from like vicious mockery. So you can like, and vicious mockery does make sense for like a popular cheerleader. Like that's somewhat on brand. Like you can literally like kill other girls in school, with your words.
With my words.
Could you imagine that? Like bump into someone in the hall, remark on what they're wearing, they just drop dead.
Yeah.
It's like straight out of a CW show. Like.
So you can do that.
Like accidentally.
It's like
If
R-rated Mean Girls.
Whereas,
Yeah.
I would say if you want to be a witch, you really probably would pick the warlock.
Okay,
The
warlock,
thing,
not sorcerer.
and then sorcerer is if you want to be like I'm going to be hurling flames. Like sorcerer, you're gonna have a lot of just like standard like arcane like damage dealing things. And warlock, you can have those too, but warlock's also got some more kind of like creepy arcane, sort of things like this.
Okay, does warlock? I could do vicious mockery with that, right? Or no?
Only bards.
Only bards.
It's a bard. It's only the bards.
How many cantrips are we talking for
get
this
2.
level? We get 2. Okay.
It's not many. Which actually, I think that's how many bards get as first level anyway.
Makes sense.
They don't get very many.
Yeah, and what other kinds of things are the bard cantrips?
Yeah, bards only get 2 cantrips
more like
to start. Bard
What,
cantrips
you
are
get to
like,
use-
God, I don't even remember. It's
They're-
the only damaging one is vicious mockery. I think. I believe
Yeah.
that is a
Okay,
it is a
and
thing.
then what else?
Bards could
What
also
other
get things like light, mage hand, mending. You can send messages. You can create little minor illusion,
Sneaky stuff.
dancing lights.
yeah. Yeah, I'll do vicious mockery, bard.
Okay, so you're going to go magic, initiative, bard. Okay.
Yes.
So in that case, knowing that, why don't you select for this character who's not Alice Sheedy? We'll need to think of a name for. Is she going to be a cheerleader? Or are we going with that idea?
Yeah, let's go.
Cool. All right. So for your sort of cheerleader bard, go ahead and you can pick that stuff, but we won't go like deep into this. You can take some time to kind of look that stuff over.
Okay.
But let's go ahead and pick your. You get 1 saving throw, your 2 skills. You might want to take some languages of kind of like you might want to take some strange languages you can speak because of these pacts you've made. And then you'll also get 1 simple weapon. I am trying to think about this. May not be where you're going. I'm trying to think of how pom-poms can be a weapon.
That would be cool. Yeah.
What a simple weapon equivalent would be.
Their flail.
That's not simple.
No, but like a mace is a simple weapon, right? Like it'd just be.
Oh, a mace is, but it's not like a. I think the mace is like a. It's like. You know what I'm saying?
Like I could have a baton. I don't know. Like.
I mean, you just give it the properties of mace. Like it's just a D6, but.
Yeah.
It's not dex based though. That's the trick. I think whatever it is a dex thing.
There's not a lot of them, right? And
In simple, there's really not. Let's look here.
And most simple stuff is strength based.
Yeah, exactly. Aside from like daggers. And you could just take dagger instead.
I mean, it could just have the dagger stats, right? They're finesse,
Yeah.
they're thrown. She could,
That makes sense.
Throw them. That's funny. There's going to be a certain degree of like a yardstick is not quite a thing. A pom pom is not a dagger. It's like
Well, it would just do bludgeoning damage.
a pom pom does not do a D4 of damage in any version of the world. Is what I'm saying. There's a certain degree of verisimilitude in this.
Well, then
Game
like
about-
why
yeah.
bother trying to make it a weapon, because it's the lowest possible damage die.
I know. That's kind of what I'm thinking. That's what I'm half saying to myself in my brain. I'm just pulling up the sheet to look.
We get 4 proficient skills, right?
You get 2 proficient skills.
Oh.
Since you took experience last time, that's why you got 4.
Right. That's
Yeah.
why I was like, wait, what?
So So what skills are you thinking of for this? And Olivia has. Yeah, no, go ahead.
Oh no, I was deciding between acrobatics, deception, and persuasion.
I would also say performance might make a lot of sense for this character.
That was the other one I had, but then
I would say acrobatics, and then yes, one. I would say acrobatics, because you're going to be decent at all of the charisma skills. You'll have a plus like other characters who only have a +1 for their stuff. Like getting a +3 is a big thing. So a +5 is going to be a big deal for your stuff. So I would say you have acrobatics, and then whichever of those of deception, persuasion, and performance you want to be the most like the really good at. I would go with that.
okay.
And Olivia, how are you doing?
I'll do
I
deception.
think I'm okay. I picked my spells in a name.
Ooh, excellent.
Excellent.
What is that character's name?
Sister Lucille.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, this character's
Call me-
never dying.
Lucy for short.
Oh boy, Lucy. Oh, Lucy. All right. Now, and I'll let you know on your character sheet there, Olivia, if you scroll over, it's like column Q, R, S, all those. Go ahead and click the little checkbox for wisdom up there at the top.
Oh, yes. I need
And
that.
that will suddenly make your spell attacks for whatever. You probably won't have a spell attack, but you may have spells save DCs based on the spells you pick.
Clicked. Turned on.
Cool. All right. So, very, very cool. So yeah. So you've got. So which cantrips did you choose?
I thought I only got one.
Oh, you get 2 cantrips and 1 spell.
I inverted it.
Oh.
So I didn't finish. Hold on. Now I got to get rid of.
Take your time. Yes.
Okay.
So Laura.
I can pick another cantrip.
Oh, what did we decide on weapon possibility? Like, could I do a pom-pom dagger? Or...
I don't think of. Tell you what.
No, okay.
Take a switchblade and you hide it in your pom pom, and that's what you do.
Okay, cool, cool.
You flick out a switchblade from your pom pom and stab people.
Amazing.
Oh, that's an upsetting person. And I think deception based on other things about this character makes a lot of sense.
Cool. And then
Look
do
like
I
you're-
get custom what's up, Pierce?
I was just gonna say, you look like you're debating something, Liv.
I am, because there's 2 that really are.
What are you
Which
looking at?
2? This is what we live for. Is debating on end.
Because what I have in my head now. I don't always make the wisest choices. I usually make choices that I want to now serve the story.
Those are the best choices.
Yeah. Either Sacred Flame or the one that I never know how to say.
Thaumaturgy? Yeah.
Thaumaturgy.
It's a
Thaumaturgy is shockingly useful.
I know.
Here's the thing. If you pick I think guidance like really makes sense
I have guidance. I picked guidance already.
So Sacred Flame gives you some means of doing magical damage if you decide to. But Thaumaturgy is... So, are you familiar with another one that's impossible to say? Prestidigitation, which is the arcane equivalent. That's a skill. That's one you won't have access to, but that's like what wizards do. Thaumaturgy just does a bunch of little things that would be so helpful for your character to, like... You can... Like, when students are being unruly, if you've already tapped your ruler, you can, like, make your voice boom suddenly and everyone shuts up.
I really... They're both really good for what I have in my head.
Right.
Leaning towards Thaumaturgy.
I think I like it.
It also you can also do things just like light a flame or like slam doors and stuff like that.
I think we're going with that. Boop.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. All right, great. Okay, so perfect. Also, I will say the same to you, Laura, as on your cheerleader page. If you scroll all the way over to like columns QRS, up on the top, go ahead and click Charisma, and that'll make your spell attack and everything have the right, and your spell save DC.
Oh, click Charisma. I see.
Yeah, there you go. Ooh, look at that.
Lovely.
Ooh, spell save DC 13. Powerful. All right, so we have Sister Lucille. Lucy to her friends, of whom there are none. We have Alice Sheedy, and we have Stefan the Burly. Do we have a name for this cheerleader bard?
Not yet. I'm going to think on that. I have a question, though.
Please.
Do I get tools at all or no?
You do. You do get two
I get
tools.
2?
Yes. And again, they can also be languages. Basically, you get 2 non-skill proficiencies. That's really, I wish there was like a more all-encompassing way to say it. You get 2 more proficiencies that can either be languages, tools, vehicles, musical instruments. I kind of would let a character like yours cheat another skill in a performance where it's like it'll be only a specific thing. So it's like if you want to be really good at karaoke or something, like you won't get it for all performance checks, but whenever you're doing that, you could have proficiency in those, you know?
Okay.
Or just a musical instrument if she's like, you know, whatever, or just dancing, whatever, you know. Like,
okay. I was thinking like, could I do like my skill is like dance, like like could I do like dance or like a choreography? I'm really good at one dance.
Yeah, we'll basically give you like put it down there in the tools area. Call it like dance equipment. I don't know, dance paraphernalia. But I will give you. You'll get your full proficiency on that when you do those. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Someone told me the other day that their really useless party skill is they know the entire choreographed Bring It On dance and they do it at parties.
Wow.
It doesn't
like
seem,
I don't think that's useless, but
it doesn't seem useless at all.
I know. So I'm like thinking
interesting
she's
point.
like that. She has like a choreographed dance in her mind that like whenever she needs it, she just I don't know. That makes
Goodness
sense.
gracious.
I mean, that sounds like goes way better than mine of talking about how like we have broken systems.
I'm gonna
Mine
go over to the Bring It On dance person over here.
Wait, let me tell you about how they're tracking all your data.
No. I'm gonna do the Bring It On dance again. That's funny. All right. So as you sort of think of your other tools and stuff and think of a name.
Okay. Yeah.
Olivia, are you good to go again?
Yes.
Cool. All right. Let's go ahead and we'll do one more with the 3d6s, and then we'll maybe let people try to bring in a ringer here. But all right, let's do it. So you've got some fun copies here. Let's go.
Yep. Opening my next copy sheet and keep me. Okay. Ooh. Wait. I can do math, I swear. 13 for strength.
With your +1?
Yeah.
Not bad. Just keep doing that and you'll be the best character in the game.
We'll see what happens. I always seem to roll well with strength and never with anything else.
Cool, I'm strong, and it's over.
Ooh. I got another 13.
All
Nice.
right.
Nice.
So this is a more physically capable person.
Yeah.
All right, so 13.
All right. Constitution.
Mildly important one.
11.
Okay.
All right.
So you're not taking anything away. Great. Okay, so 13, 11. Ooh. Let's see. Will we have our first smart character?
Why not? That would be a negative. 7, I think. Yep. 7.
I think all I have to do is just like jigsaw puzzles. We'll just kill this group. It's like, do this jigsaw puzzle or you'll die. Well, then we'll die.
We'll die.
So that's a 7 with the +1.
That's not true, because we'll just punch the pieces into place and be good.
That's true.
We'll make it fit.
All right. Oh boy, these poor people.
Yeah, I know. 14 for wisdom.
Whoa. Okay. A lot of wisdom going on in this game. Cool.
Just no one who's intelligent. Well, that kind of works actually for horror though, because
Yeah.
people do
Also,
the
like
stupid
if we're
things. We should
a lot
split
of
up.
if we're a lot of kids too, that makes a lot of sense, right?
Does work. All right.
Last roll. We got an 11 for charisma.
Okay, so
Bad.
13, 11, 7, 14, 11.
It's pretty good.
It's not terrible.
It's like a perfect monk.
Or it's 13, yeah, 13, 11, 7, yeah, okay. So, you said you already had some character ideas. Do any of them maybe adhere to this a little bit? Not really. No. We're ruining all your plans.
No, and we already have like a cheerleader type now too, and the charisma would need to be higher.
The cheerleaders, they die. Cheerleaders die a lot. Go ahead, and there could be 2 cheerleaders. It's fine.
Yeah.
They're fodder for the vampires. Yeah.
We can be friends. Or frenemies.
Strength. Frenemy. Ooh.
Now, frenemies.
And I mean, you could still be an athlete, right? You could be like a track. You could be like track and
Yeah,
field.
like some other track.
You could
like
be our
some
jock, basically. We don't have a jock.
You could be a palm.
There's some other. I didn't play sports in school.
Gymnastics, swimmer,
Soccer.
also.
Yeah.
Swimmer is a thing, yeah. I know one of the other
Lacrosse.
players in this sent me some of his ideas for what he wants his character to be, and I told him wait and roll and see what you get. But one of his was he wants to be a lifeguard, and I was like, that is very horror movie trophy. So boy, swimmer.
Which randomly, I know someone totally by accident who saw that I'm in here tonight and was like, "Wait, you're doing this?" He'd just messaged me.
Oh,
I don't know if it's the person who said lifeguard, but
So,
yeah, I'm not strength dex. I like. Can you be a water polo player?
water polo. I think you can absolutely be a water polo player.
Well, and that automatically gives you one of your proficiencies, right? You're gonna have to have animal handling.
For the horses in the pool. Come on. Come on.
I was just trying to think of sorry,
that's great.
this is such a stereotype, but I really feel like water polo players are something.
It's a dumb sport.
Oh, I'm gonna make someone mad.
You know what?
Okay.
You're honoring them by being one. So how mad can they get? And then you'll just have your water polo playing character just constantly pull on push doors all session.
Yeah.
So okay, water polo player. So which archetype do you think makes sense for your water polo player?
Something that I should. Do I still have it open? No. I can pull it open.
You can be sort of you can gain, basically, I call it experience. The idea is really that you just get more skills and some expertise Or you can be a fighting type, either with your hands or with weapons, or you can be another spellcaster.
I don't think spellcaster. Do we have a fighting type yet?
We have people who like I have fisticuffs, but we don't have anyone who can use weapons and armor.
We don't have anyone like.
Let's do fighting prowess.
Okay, cool. So fighting prowess. So in that case, don't even worry about you're proficient in any simple weapon you pick up. You'll know how to use.
Cool.
Like any of that stuff. Like you can even like if you get like a short bow, like a bow and arrow, you're like, I get this. But you get to pick because you have the low intelligence. You will get to pick. You get to pick one. See, if you take that and you have high intelligence, you get to pick a bunch. But you'll get to pick one, either form of, you can't pick armor, or you can pick like a serious weapon. Given that you have 13s in both strength and dex, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, really it would be whatever weapon you want to do. It's any of the martial weapons from the book, or if you want a firearm, like if you want to be like, I could use a shotgun or a rifle or whatever, and then when the zombies come, this water polo player will be... Is this a female water polo player or a male water polo player?
That's what I'm debating. I mean, I usually play female characters, but I kind of want to make it dude.
I think in this game where you're going to have so many, go nuts.
I have someone in my mind now. So bad.
Oh, this is based on a person. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You're like, well, it's based on someone I know, and because his main weapon was a great axe, so I think I'll have to use a great axe.
It's gonna be real awkward when it's Andrew. It's gonna be like...
That'd be great. Okay.
When it's one of the other players, it's gonna be great.
Okay. So this is a water polo player, like, dude. I think.
Just thinking what would make sense. Yeah, let's do like actual guns.
Okay, cool. So, you can pick from... I have so many windows open on this one screen over here. It is a travesty. So the guns in here are, it's on page, I guess, like 4 of that document I sent you. Pistol, revolver, these are kind of like smaller, whatever. Like rifles, I wouldn't pick an automatic rifle because the rules are real complicated, but like shotguns or, or like hunting rifles, those are going to be like bigger, like that's like the most damage you could do would like be a hunting rifle, but that's not a thing you can just kind of carry around. But it's a real good thing when like, a monster's chasing you or whatever.
Yeah, but I could like have it in a truck or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
I only have 2 pages in the document you sent me.
Oh, I sent another one with the Zoom link for today. Sorry.
Oh, that.
Sorry. Yes. The V2, it's called. I meant to send it earlier and just totally.
I didn't notice it because I was already 5 minutes late and was like, "Where's the Zoom?" Oh, and then I saw the Zoom thing.
It is all good.
Yeah, I think. Oh, no. Let's do. What do I want? Can I do the hunting rifle?
I think a hunting rifle is I think we have this one character who is just like able to like not joking around.
Yep.
You are the damage dealer here. Yeah. Great. Okay. Cool. Excellent. Okay. So yes, for this person, as you'll come up with this individual's name, but you are going to get to pick 2 skills, 1 saving throw, and 2 tools. And actually,
definitely taking driving for this one.
Cool. Oh yeah, cars would be a good one. Yeah.
You gotta have a truck to hang that hunting rifle on the back.
And, exactly. And if you have a pickup truck, that counts for cars. It's if you have like a big truck that you need the special training. Okay, perfect. So great. So yeah, you can pick a couple. You'll get to pick a couple other skills. I mean, athletics, I think, is kind of a pretty necessary thing for this person to have.
Yeah.
Yep. No, it's kind of a gimme.
And then I don't know what else. What else would he? I also like that this guy's wise. He's dumb, but he's like there's a
dumb, but there's wisdom.
He can read people.
So maybe perception.
Sure, I think that's great. He's just very.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. You got to be aware of the other people in the pool.
So you're pretty decent passive here, and you're kind of okay, great, excellent. Well, okay, so that's a person. So this
like to have one person who's perceptive.
Yeah, it typically helps to have. Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna die so many times.
So
that's gonna be great.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So as you sort of you can kind of let us know name. Also, I think so. Laura, do we have a name for your cheerleader?
Her name is Kitty, and she drives a royal blue Jeep Wrangler.
Kitty.
It just made sense in my mind.
I understand so much now.
All right.
I have a very specific opinion now.
All right, Kitty. Perfect. Okay. Royal blue.
Do I have a saving throw proficiency?
You do. Yes. Any of your choice. Okay. So, you've both rolled 2 characters. If you're cool to keep going here, I would love to get both of all 3 of your characters figured out tonight, of your starting characters, if that's cool. So Laura, if you're down and ready, and we're here for this,
I'm here for it.
For this one, we're going to go a little. I'm gonna let your character have a little more, put the odds slightly more in your favor. For this roll, you are going to roll 4d6, drop the lowest, and you get to put these anywhere you want. I will record them for you.
I can write them down too. Okay.
So
and they're all still +1.
Let's roll these and not put the +1 because you have another option for that as well.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so 6, 7, 13.
Okay, 13.
15.
15, great.
Oh wow.
It's a little better when you can drop the lowest.
5, 6, 7.
I will prove that wrong.
11.
11, okay.
Oh god. 5, 6, 7. 9.
Ooh. Drop lowest was 9?
Yeah.
There we go.
Was that intelligence?
It's these.
Well, he
these
says
can
I
be
can
assigned.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
8. 10.
Okay.
That's not bad.
What do I have? One more left?
Too soon.
But in order, the 9 was intelligence. If we were rolling in order.
Were we rolling in order?
Just so
10.
doomed.
14.
14. All right. So here are your options before we start adding any modifiers. And I think we have a question in chat. What rule set is this? So this is a sort of semi-homebrew thing, but it is being taken from the newly released Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. Basically, what we're doing is we're going to play a 5e campaign, but they are not even level 1 characters. They're level 0. They are like, this is a horror game. I'm stacking the odds against them needlessly, because first level characters would just die against what they're up against anyway, but I figured let's make it really rough. So they're kind of like survivors from that book, and so that's why we're being so mean about stats and everything. But I decided, because we're having people roll multiple starting characters, for the last one, we do it a little more traditionally. And here's another feature where you can actually potentially make a character more or less sort of powerful based on your preferences. So up to this point, you've all just been standard humans. You've all been getting a +1 to all your stats. You have 4 odd stats here. So it would help you greatly to get 4. It would suddenly, your stats would become, 14, 16, 12, 10, 11, 15. So, it would boost 4 of your numbers would go up. You'd have no negative modifiers. However, if you'd prefer, you could boost only 2 instead of all 6. And then you could take any feat from the book.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And if you don't want to deal with feats, I am going to say, I tend to think great stats are better than feats anyway, so you can just pump yourself up here at the beginning. But if there's if you know that there's a feat you often like, then let's grab a feat. That's the deal for here. And Olivia, the same to you. If there's any feats you know you like, you can be ready to plug those in.
I'll just take useless feats. Like Dungeon Delver.
God, Dungeon Delver is... Here's the thing. There are campaigns in which Dungeon Delver
absolutely
is the greatest feat in the world. I believe it makes you immune, or it makes you resistant to all trap damage.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
If you're in something like Tomb of Annihilation, where the whole thing is, hey, you're going to be in a dungeon for the whole game.
Yeah.
But other than that, you're rarely in dungeons.
Oh my gosh, that's good. Well, but I would argue the resistance to, because, I mean, traps show up in non-dungeons.
That's fair.
Luck would maybe be a good one.
Lucky would be a thing. I have one. I am allowing Lucky. I am house ruling Lucky slightly. Actually, wait, no, because you only get 3 of them every long rest, I'm not even gonna house rule it. I typically house rule Lucky where you can't mess with other people's rolls, you can only do your own, just because it makes things go so slow. But in this game, I'd even allow it because they're so infrequent.
Okay.
So yeah, what do you think? Do you think you want to go? Do you think you want to go with a feat, or do you just want to get the boosts? The stats boosts.
I think maybe stat boost. Yeah.
I think because you have 4 odd numbers, that really makes sense.
Yeah.
So go ahead and add 1 to all of those, and then assign them wherever you'd like. And
1 to all of them?
So you get to add 1 to each of those, and then assign them wherever you'd like on, I guess, whatever your next tab over next to Kitty is. And while you're doing that, I think we'll do the same process, since there's kind of more thinking going on here, more strategy.
Perfect.
We'll have Olivia do a 4d6 drop the lowest sequence here. And also for this one, you get to... We'll just record these. I'll write them down. You don't even... If you just want to roll say 'em. I'll record them, and then you can decide where they go, decide if there's going to be a feat, decide how you want to do it.
I believe in you.
We still add 1?
So for now, don't add 1, because you'll have a choice.
Okay. So 11.
11, all right.
Reasonable.
12.
Okay, if you roll 13, 14, 15, if you do it, you get a very rare magic item at jump, so you know.
It's not gonna happen. You jinxed it now.
That's why I say it, so it doesn't happen. I don't have to give him the thing.
10.
Okay. 11, 12, 10.
We went in the other direction.
Actually, hold on. Because you're not putting them in the thing, it is actually still alive on these 4d6 drop ones.
Yeah.
All right.
Now all you have to do is make sure
it goes in one or the other direction.
You're like, oh my god, I need a 9 or a 13.
I would pick the growing one.
I'm like building a straight in poker, but
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Shoot. Now I'm like doing the math. I'm like, is there a way to get to the next number?
I guess it's drop lowest, but I guess you could drop not the lowest if that helps you.
No,
I guess it's pick any 3 numbers.
No, because I actually got a 14.
Well, no, but if you roll a 13, I'm saying by the end of all 6, if you have a sequence.
Okay, got it. Okay, well,
so now you're chasing the inside straight.
Yeah. Which is always a winning strategy.
Yeah, that's always worked out.
No, that wasn't a roll. That was me dropping my dice as I picked them up. Okay. How many more do I have?
2 more.
Yeah. Well, I just got another 14, so that...
Oh.
It's another 14.
But that's good.
I mean,
yeah,
that's great.
in general,
I'm not going to complain about another 14.
Well, you very much have the stats for taking a variant human where you only get 2 + 1s because you have 4 even, 1 odd. So no matter what, like, whether this is even or odd, you're only, yeah. So now you're just like roll high.
Come on. I got another 14.
Jeez. Okay.
All right. So, your options are to add 1 to all of these, or to add 1 to 2 and take a feat. And if you'd like to, before taking the feat or kind of as part of it, you can also think what your character concept would be, where you'd put these numbers, and what feat could be like really helpful. With 3 14s, this is sturdy, strong character here.
Yeah. Philip, in general,
Holler.
how broken in this world is the feat skilled going to be? If you just have a bunch more proficiencies, it feels like we're going to be relying on that a lot more than like out and out combat, right?
The skilled feat would be great. Here's another thing you can do. You can take Magic Initiate as like your archetype, and then take a different Magic Initiate feat, and now you have 4 cantrips and 2 spells a day. So you're like, I'm actually almost a magical person. So yes, but the skilled feat is really helpful for this. Absolutely. I'll even throw out, there's another thing. Let me find where it is. I think it was in,
This is fun, actually, to think about, right? Because a lot of the more role-play feats, like something like Actor or something like that, feels like it would play a lot more here than...
Very helpful. And forgive us if we're just making this harder by saying feats you hadn't even thought of.
Yeah. It's an abundance. It's a crisis of abundance.
I would say in a horror game, the Skulker feat is...
That's why I was looking at that one.
That's going to be a survivable... That's a feat where, like, well, cool. I can maybe survive here. So Skulker's good. Skilled.
What's his name?
Yeah.
I have like a specific. So the thing what I really wanted to build was the like slacker stoner like smart kid.
Sure.
Underachieving.
You've got good stats for this for sure.
And I was thinking like Zeke from The Faculty.
Oh my God.
Anyone remembers that movie?
I have not seen The Faculty in so long.
I love
the
that
Robert
movie.
Rodriguez masterpiece.
Yeah, I know what it is.
The really smart kid who makes drugs in his garage.
Sure. No, that's a thing. And these stats you could kind of have multiple mental things boosted. So yeah, that could be a thing.
So we need someone who's got some intelligence going on right now.
Well, in that case, the skilled feat Pierce is talking about and taking the experience background is going to give you 7 feats total, 2 of which you'll have expertise in. Like you'll be a much more, like you'll be a real like I do know how to do a lot of stuff.
That's almost a first level. That's like a first level character at that point.
7 is more than a first level character.
No, but I mean, what I mean by that is like you'll basically feel like you'll have the capabilities.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Of like a first level character, meaning because you're not going to have any classes.
And also, by all means, think this over. Think about where you want to place these, and we can talk. Laura, are you ready for us to talk to you again about your 4d6 person?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
So let's chat about that while Liv kind of thinks of of the many feats she could take and where things could go. So Laura, so what are you thinking for this character?
Yeah, so I wanted to play kind of like a bookworm type A person. She's really super put together on the outside, kind of a mess on the inside. I was kind of thinking like Annie from Community.
Oh man. Especially because the actress who plays her is in one of those Scream movies, right?
Is
She is.
Yeah,
she's
she
in.
is.
Yeah, she's in 4. Mm-hmm. So it's like
she totally is.
It almost. Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Oh, I love her.
All right. She's like the book agent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's Nev Campbell's.
She's really
all right. So.
Yes. So I kind of put the stats that way and thinking more about the character and not as much about like a class or whatever.
No.
Like,
you don't have one.
You don't have one. Yeah. You have an archetype,
okay, cool.
but like it's not even that big a deal. So great. Okay, perfect. Well, this is then yes. So congratulations, we have a high intelligence character here, and Annie from Community type is perfect. Okay, so great. So wow, isn't it funny how people would, like, when given the choice, put their second highest stat in Constitution? It's almost like that's a really good strategy. So great. So, okay, so, and I see you've taken 1 skill there. Okay, cool. So, so now that you got that in there, which of the archetypes do you think would make sense? Again, also, play 2 people who take the experience archetype if it's right for the character. You know, like, don't, or play 2 spellcasters. She could be a wizard if she's also.
That.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Can you, real quick, name the archetypes again?
Absolutely. Experience, where you just get more skills, more tools. Fighting prowess means you would get more weapons and such. Now, I will tell you one thing about your character here. She only has, like 10, 11 in strength dex, so the physical stuff, but she could gain proficiency if she took the fighting prowess. You'd get 3 martial weapons of your choice instead of just 1, because it's based on your intelligence, how many you can learn to use. Next would be fisticuffs. I would not recommend that for this character because she's not going to be good at fist fighting.
Yeah.
Dex or strength, or another magic initiate. Definitely wizard if you do that.
Okay.
Because.
Yeah. Because if I did the experience route, what would she kind of
Experience just is more of like the sage background type. It's someone where you just you gain proficiency in all of the intelligence based things. So she's nature. She can even know about arcana. She can have studied about magic in her books. She can have magic. She can have arcana and history and nature and investigation. You just go crazy on the int side. Or you give her a variety of other things. If she's persuasive because she always bullies people into joining the debate team or whatever. But yes, you do some of those, and then you'll get even more proficiency at a couple of those. If for example, if you went with that, your expertise in history could become a +7, and then she's better than the substitute sister Lucille, and now we've got drama.
Yeah, I want to go the experience route and kind of play with that and see where it goes.
I think that makes sense. So go ahead and so pick 4 skills, 4 tools, or although this character, I think more than tools, like you might just want to give her 4 languages. You might just want to give her everything: Fiendish, Abyssal, Sylvan, Celestial, Draconic, any all those kind of weird out there languages. Primordial, deep speech even. If you have a 16 intelligence, I'll say you can learn deep speech. So as you sort of think that stuff over for your... go ahead.
I do have just a quick question.
Please.
After looking through the feats. Are cars mounts? Because with mounted combatant, you could drive your truck and hit someone with a bat or something like that.
I am going to say no, cars are not mounts.
Wow, that's dumb.
But motorcycles are.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Hell, bicycles are, if you really want to go that route.
Sure.
They're not as good of mounts, but a car is a mount, or a motorbike's a mount for sure.
What about like a skateboard? I would love the idea of someone with a skateboarded mountain combatant.
Sure, with a lance on your thing, yeah. That would be, oh man. That would be grim. But yeah, so
fair.
That is my answer to that. Liv, how are things going?
So think I've sorted my stats.
Ooh.
But now I don't. So what was the thing you were saying? It was a lot.
Yeah. I know.
For building all the feats out.
So
what was that option?
There's a lot of feats.
Skilled.
So
you said feats and you meant proficiencies. Just so we're clear.
I did?
Yeah, you said 7 feats. Sorry. Just so we're clear, that's
proficiency. Yeah, that's why I was very
Wouldn't
confused.
be 7 feats. I'm so sorry. I meant proficiencies. Okay. You'd have proficiency in 7 skills. I'm sorry. Yes.
I was like, what the heck is he talking about?
You would get 2 skill proficiencies from being a person, another 2 from being an experienced person, and then another 3 from the skilled feat. That would be your feat as a variant human. So you'd have 7 skills, and 2 of them could have experience. And that's interesting. And then your 4 tools would just be various kinds of drug paraphernalia.
Okay. So if I go with skulking
is gonna be good.
Yeah.
Right. And that works if I'm like this smart, charismatic, but slacking.
Absolutely.
I would certainly, if you go skulker, I would definitely make sure you're using I would definitely somehow get proficiency in stealth.
Yeah.
Just to maximize the stuff, but also it gives you another bonus on perception. It's like you don't have disadvantage when you're trying to perceive even in dim light, which is pretty cool.
Okay, so I get proficiency in 7 skills and then expertise in 2.
If you take the skilled feat, if you're going with skulker, you'll get proficiency in 4 skills and expertise in 2.
Very cool.
Oh, actually, though, hold on 1 second. You know what? You have to have a dexterity of 13 or higher to take Skulker. So you'd have to move something here if you did that. You'd probably have to take the 14 from Charisma or something, which you may not want to do.
So then the other option is...
Although, wait. There is a way to do this, because you haven't assigned... So because you're going to take a feat, you get to put a +1 on any 2 of these.
Oh, on any 2 of my...
On any 2 of these. So in that case, what you could do is make Dexterity 12, make Wisdom 13, then switch them.
Yep.
And then you're... Yeah. So you have 13 dex, 12 wisdom, which is what you had anyway. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Is that right?
So 12 in wisdom, 13 in dex.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And so then if you're going to take the experience thing, then so you get a total of, so you have the Skulker feat, which is great. Yes. You get 4 skill proficiencies and 4 tools and or languages. And 2 expertise in any of the skills or tools. And I would definitely do one of those expertises in stealth. Like, if you want to be sort of like the most like if you want to be the most
super
if you want to be the most maximized, I'd also do them in perception, just because then it's like you're very, and I mean that makes sense for a stoner type who kind of like see things everyone else doesn't see because you're
Yeah.
Whoa.
Everything's just moving in slow motion. So
look at that leaf. Things. Yeah, exactly. So
I get 4 skills and 4 tools or languages?
You get 4 skills and 4 tools or languages and 2 expertises.
So much.
So if you go...
I know, that's why I said Crisis of Abundance.
Exactly.
It's one of my favorite phrases.
So if you wind up... I mean, wait on that other expertise, but if you take that in perception, this is going to be a very perceptive and sneaky and stealthy, whatever.
Walk through the door, shot in the head. Instantly.
I feel like I definitely need this. Perception.
And do you think this is a male or female character as well?
I have like Zeke in my head from the faculty right now, but I want to play her as female.
Makes sense. You already have...
I don't feel like you see that either. Usually if it's a slacker stoner who's smart, it's a dude. So we're going to switch up some stuff here.
I like it. Yes, Laura.
Yeah.
Laura, were you about to say something?
Oh, no, I wasn't. I was talking to myself. Wait.
Oh.
Or I was like looking at the...
Perfect.
It is occurring to me, Philip, that so in this game as well now, with what I have rolled, and like looking at this, we basically have 2 other players who have characters that are just like filled with all this other stuff going on, and then you land on me and it's like, what do I got going on? Strong and I hit things. And that's exactly what's happening on Top Flight.
Except, and I hate to just be like a full dick right now, but Stefan's really not even that strong.
I mean,
they're show muscles.
Philip, if you want to bring this down to realism, and an average person is 10, and I have a 14, I'm almost Olympian level. Because a 16 strength can jump higher than any recorded person in history for high jumping.
Yeah, but you can't.
Right, but I'm a 14, which means I would be Olympian level.
Maybe.
Doesn't mean I'm gonna like stop a zombie, but like compared to an average person, I'm incredibly strong. I'm not Findon. I can't pick up a train.
You're not. Yeah. Oh man. Oh, Stefan has a 6.
I just feel like
that's funny. Yep. Well, you rolled. That is. Yeah, you did. You rolled that, and
I feel like I'm gonna just like carve myself into his pigeonhole on this channel.
Apparently.
Everyone's
like Pierce, why don't you ever play like a spellcaster? Why don't you ever play a? Because the dice never let me.
Well, yeah. It's fine. I did say I wanted to punch things a lot as a break from all the spellcasting I was doing previously. I guess that's what I'm gonna do. It's okay. I'm gonna die instantly. I would love that, Philip. Although you know that more than anything, that I would love to like show up for a guest spot and just in the first 5 minutes of the game die. It's be like, well, that's it.
It's a non-zero chance of happening here, I have to say. But it could happen to anybody. The other thing is like a TPK can happen in this game trivially easy, and that's why people need to have new characters ready to go. Yeah, we'll pop.
That's really interesting, actually, Philip. In this kind of scenario, right? Like in a normal D&D game, like a TPK happens, and either that's like the end of the story, or you kind of contort something so that we kind of reset and the players have an opportunity. Like in this, would you just start a new story thread, or if everyone died, would we just be somewhere else in the town?
Yes, it depends. It would be somewhere else in the town. It depends. I mean, but it is entirely plausible that it would be, and some of this will be kind of revealed as the game begins. But yes, there will be it would definitely be like a hard pickup of new people doing things. Hard people. And the cool thing is, even if your character dies, you still can maybe have the opportunity to fill in more details about them, like people go to their room to try to find their notes, and you can tell us what else they might have found in their room, or that sort of stuff. It'll be interesting. Okay, well, so we have 3 starting characters for our two core members here, which is exciting. We have Laura, remind us of your 3 characters if you can.
Yes. Okay, so Alice Sheedy.
Alice Sheedy. No reference to anything.
Every time. I'm going to chuckle every time on that one.
Kitty the cheerleader. And she needs a name, but I also have a question about her.
Yeah, please.
So I've decided she has this journal where she keeps track of everything that's exploding with Post-it notes, because she takes Post-it note, puts it in there, and she's
perfect.
Keeps track of everything. So I was wondering if her weapon could be a pencil.
Sure, that seems
she is doing everything, and she just uses as a dagger.
You know what we'll have it be? Your pencils are darts, are 1d4 darts, but you can use them in melee, not for throwing. But kind of they'll probably be it is not hard for her to have a lot of pencils. So the idea is, like, every time she stabs him with the pencil, she's gonna have to grab a new pencil. But that's part of stabbing the pencil. That's fine. Yeah.
I love it.
Is her name just gonna be Annie?
No. I was thinking. Oh no, I X'd out my beautiful name sheet I was using.
Oh no.
It was very helpful. It was like popular names in 1850s Wales and England.
I use sheets like this all the time.
It was fabulous.
This is my whole life, are those kinds of things.
It had like every name ever used in Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Like Dorcas was on there.
Dorcas.
Oh, Dorcas.
I was honestly thinking just like Jane.
Jane. I like Jane.
Like just something.
I think Jane is appropriate. Just she's yeah. All right, great. Cool. Okay. And she is and she's also going the experience route, is that correct?
She is, yeah.
Cool. Wonderful. All right, so we have Allie, Kitty, and Jane. Allie
Alice.
Alice. Oh my god. Alice the loner, Kitty the cheerleader, Jane the type A. So all three of yours are high school students. Like
yeah.
Perfect.
I would say so.
Okay. Then from Laura, we have Sister Lucille.
I said Laura. You were just talking to Laura. It's okay.
I was just talking to Laura. So Liv, we have Sister Lucille.
Yes.
A substitute teacher nun.
Yes.
Who can do a little bit of evil divine magic. We have, what is the name of your water polo player? Do we have that yet?
Chip Harrington III.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's so good.
This guy the audience will like when this guy dies. Be that character. All right.
Oh.
And then our last person is our sort of stoner genius, very good at hiding young lady.
Figure I don't have the name yet. I've just been filling out. So I've picked my skills. I need to pick my other expertise, and that's where I'm just like, which one do I want?
Well, let's see. What do we?
Although honestly, Zeke feels like it could be like honestly like a
Zeke is Zeke is a cool
genderless
girl
name.
Yeah,
exactly.
But okay, so let's see what skills you've got. Ooh, perception, investigation, or deception. Yeah, each one would be a great choice. I see why you're having trouble here.
Right.
These are all great choices. Maybe. Okay, you will get extra benefit from perception because of your skulker feat. You will get a lot of use out of investigation because I will say perception and investigation are two very good skills to have. I think I overuse investigation as a DM, so exploit that. Because I just will let people like figure things out with investigation that typically like I'll be like, you do a roll investigation. It's over 20. You can see how this should go. You should do that.
That is true. That is the get the party that is stuck.
It's investigation or insight in certain things. I'll try to throw a bone to people. So having really good investigation is great, but deception gets.
I know, and I kind of want to do deception.
I think all three are great choices.
Follow your heart, Liv. Sounds like you want to lie.
Kind of now merging Veronica Mars and Zeke from the faculty in my head.
Zeronica Zars.
Well, like, yeah, like her name's Elizabeth, but she goes by Zeke. I don't know why that's a thing, but that is a thing.
That makes sense. It's like pushing daisies. Her name's Chuck. Although now I think that's become a much more common like nickname for Charlotte, but I like it. I like that.
Elizabeth goes by Zeke. Man, that skulker feat's gonna be good. Helpful. I said 7 feats. That's funny. I would love to have 7 feats on my character. That's like a 20th level fighter. Okay, well, deception is good. You do get I think we have gone through the specialized weapons of everyone else, because Kitty can use a knife in a pom-pom. Jane can use pencils like darts. So you can throw your pencils. That's what I'm getting at. You can like flick a pencil. And who's your first character again, Laura? Was
Alice Sheedy.
Alice Sheedy, who uses
slingshot.
And then of course Stefan uses a big old mallet. Chip Harrington definitely uses a hunting rifle. That's deeply correct. Yeah. Sister Lucille, of course, whacks people with a yardstick. So what does old Zeke? How does she?
So right now, what I had, because obviously I need some sort of drug paraphernalia, so I have that. And thieves' tools.
Love it.
But I feel like she needs to drive.
I guess I should actually throw this out there for you with your, I know that deception probably makes a sense. What a lot of people do is that they double up on thieves' tools, so you're really good at picking locks. You can choose those tool proficiencies if you'd like. So I want to, I'll just throw that out there as a possibility. You can even decide that late. You know, like you're not locking into these before we start playing.
Right. Initially, I gave her a motorcycle, but you need to be strong to pick those up if you drop one, so it doesn't work.
Yeah, you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Okay, but so. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just, so, but I'm trying to think of the weapon. Oh, yeah. And Zeke also needs a saving throw.
Yep. I mean, I could do thieves' tools. The bong could be my weapon. Hit people with that. No.
Bong a weapon. I think I can see bong working as a.
It's almost like.
Actually, yeah. Good.
Here's a very weird idea, but because like stoners are so good at making bongs out of anything.
That's why I was thinking that.
Is it like? Could Zeke be just good at improvised weapons? Just like anything can become a weapon, but
like
it's like
MacGyver-y kind of shit.
Yeah, which is like a tavern brawler thing.
It's the tavern brawler feat, yeah. I would say, I mean, yeah, Zeke can certainly just, I mean, anyone can use some improvised weapons and just throw them around, and if that's how Zeke does, Zeke probably has
I think a switchblade would make sense too.
Switchblade is actually just the class. Yeah, so it's just a go for Switchblade, just the dagger. But if Zeke ever wants to smash someone with anything that Zeke's decent investigation check revealed is the right thing to use, then yeah. Because your investigation's still good. So great. Okay, cool. So Zeke uses a...
Definitely have a Switchblade.
I think a Switchblade. That feels on brand.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, that is 7 characters we've created for this game. One thing that Laura and Liv will need to think about is which one of these characters do you want to start with? Because here's the other thing. It's improbable that your character could survive the whole game. So like, you don't necessarily want to like it's kind of you got to consider different things, knowing that like you maybe you want to save a more interesting character for later and kind of start with one who you don't expect to make it and play them recklessly, or start with your favorite and just hope they make it, but then you have interesting people to turn to if they die.
Yeah.
And you don't have to answer that now. But...
Yeah, Liv, you're a pro. Like so many of these characters could wind up with plot armor.
You've got some interesting ones. And of course, and Stefan will not be showing up early. Now, the fact that you have rolled this makes me think perhaps a carnival coming to town when I know that you might be joining, etc. So, you're some of the exterior, the kind of like the bonus players may occasionally give me additional, plot developments.
Something wicked this way comes kind of.
Oh my god!
Illustrated narrative.
Yeah.
Have you ever read that book?
Yeah. Oh, it's so disturbing.
I love that book so much. Oh my god.
I love Ray Bradbury. I've read all of his stuff, and I'm obsessed with his work.
Oh man.
Although Dandelion Wine is actually my favorite.
I've read that. I'm a fan. All of
it's very intimate.
Yeah. I also, God, what was the... I can never remember the name of any... I will read books I read so many books and then I just I'll never remember the name. I've checked books out again from the library and gone 5 pages in and been like, I've read this already. I liked the cover because I read this 2 years ago. That's why I like this cover. Yeah.
I don't know. Is it a Ray Bradbury book?
It's one of his short stories. It's
there's so many.
Yeah,
I could guess, but
that's
too many.
what I'm saying. I think it was from October Country. Well, whatever. I'll look those up at some point. But yeah, Something Wicked This Way Comes. Love it. A totally appropriate. I think that's actually another tonal reference for this game. In fact.
Yes.
So we have 7 characters. So I think we'll probably be wrapping this up here for the evening. And so Pierce, bring this in and kill them, and then we'll see what else we have. We'll have a couple more people. We will be starting next week with our official first session. I also forgot to do something at the beginning of this because this wasn't truly a thing, so I wasn't in the right headspace, but I am going to end with it rather than as an invocation, as sort of almost like a benediction for Laura and Liv, because I'm a weirdo. I begin each of these sessions in a demiplane of dread with a few words, with a few sort of just a quote that I think is maybe appropriate, maybe significant, etc. So I'm going to close with one of those for the evening. I think actually, I have it on my iPad here so I can look more central. So our closing, our invocation for the game, I'll call it like that. We'll do one of these at the beginning of each session is, and I know that I'm going to be like this forever. I'm never going to be what I should. And you think that I'll be bad for just a little while. But I know that I'll be bad for good. I know that I'll be bad for good. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this character building Session 0 Prologue Extravaganza. This is going to be a really weird game with kind of a, many players in common, but not necessarily characters, and high turnover. But it is fun that, you both have multiple people I don't want to see die. So that will give stakes to this game that I think are fun because people are going to die and it's going to be sad. Oh man, what else could Kitty have done? She was becoming so interesting. Too bad she opened that door. All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next week for Blood from a Stone, and we will see you on Monday, if you'd like to show up for that, for Top Flight. All right. Good evening, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.